As a consequence of a delay of a deal of Mukalo Modric to Arsenal, Arsenal has gone ahead to face 2 losses. They've lost Joao Felix to Atletico Madrid, and Danilo is on his way out from Palmeiras to some Premier League club. I'm going to let you know which club it is. Then we are talking about Youri Tielemans, looking like there is another uplift for his transfer to a side called Arsenal, because Brendan Rodgers has gone ahead and really confirmed to us that every player who doesn't want to play for Leicester City should leave us up. Then they've gone ahead to make a move to sign a player known as Onahi. You know him very well. He played for Morocco into the World Cup. Then lastly, we are going to talk about a man that is really a Chelsea player now. He's in London and undergoing his medical. That is Joao Felix. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. Good morning, guys. How are you and where are you watching us from? Rokani David is my name, and I'm here to see to it that we roll together until when this transfer market is done and dusted. But trust me, Arsenal is going to sign players, but they just want to sign their marquee signing, as they did well in the summer to first bring in Fabio Vieira and then Gabriel Jesus. So I believe this time round they're going to bring in a player who they like most, because they want that player known as Modric, and everything is really moving on the right path, and Arsenal is in contact with Shakhtar Donetsk to see if this deal really gets done and dusted. That is it. Now, let's get into this story reported to us by Jacobs Ben concerning the players at Leicester City. Now, Jacobs Ben went ahead to quote Brendan Rodgers on the 8th of January that Brendan Rodgers on possible January outgoings, if someone doesn't want to be here or someone wants too much money to be here, we have to be brave enough to say thank you very much and you go. Obviously, if you ask one of the players that doesn't want to stay at Leicester City, the first person to talk about is Youri Tielemans, not so? So Tielemans is one of those players that doesn't want to be at a team called Leicester City anymore. And they offered him a new contract. He said no. They offered him huge money. He said no. So he refused to put pen to paper in response to Leicester City failing to sell him to Arsenal in 2 summers. The first summer, Leicester came in and talked to Arsenal. They wanted 65 million pounds. Arsenal said, we are giving you 45. Arsenal bounced back. Then the previous summer, Arsenal had 25 million pounds. Leicester was calling in for 35 to 40 million pounds to sell Youri Tielemans to Arsenal. Now, if you hear a manager telling a player, all sounding an alarm, that if at all you don't want to stay at Leicester, you go, thank you very much. He is sending this message to a man known as Youri Tielemans. And Arsenal have been really chasing for Youri Tielemans for a very, very long time. That means Arsenal have been given a very huge boost as far as this deal of Youri Tielemans is concerned. So as things stand right now, Brendan Rodgers has gone ahead to confirm to Youri Tielemans that if you don't want to stay here, please show us your back and leave. Let the team come in through, get in the amount of money you're really calling in for, and obviously show us your back. That's what he's really telling a player known as Youri Tielemans. And this is just music to the ears of Tielemans, because Tielemans wants to go to Arsenal. Obviously has been really turning down very many teams. Remember, the manager of Liverpool, towards the end of the deadline day of the transfer window, they went in for Tielemans, and Tielemans said no. Yet they wanted to buy the player. He said no. So that means Tielemans has his heart tied at Arsenal. That's it. So Tielemans wants to leave Leicester City, and obviously he wants to join Arsenal and no other team. So he has been told either leave the club or put pen to paper, but you know what exactly is going to happen. He's going to leave. And to confirm this, that Leicester are really knowing that Tielemans is leaving, we have a story coming in from Ekrem Kona and Punk Drunk AFC telling us that Leicester have embarked as a Dean Onahi as a perfect Youri Tielemans replacement, with a Belgian set to leave the Foxes either this month or at the end of the season. Arsenal have had a long-standing interest in Tielemans, with a move possibly getting closer now. That is what we are being told. And when these transfer journalists come out and really let you know about this story, you just have to get to know that it is really happening, because Arsenal wants Tielemans. Arteta wants Tielemans. Nothing has changed in between them and Tielemans. They've agreed personal terms with the agent. They know what they want. And when you look at the performance of Arsenal, if you're Tielemans, you'll always say, I'm going nowhere. I want to keep my tabs around Arsenal. So as things stand, Leicester City are looking for replacement of Youri Tielemans. That is Onahi. And I believe they are going to get that player, though they are competing with him with Napoli, and there's another team in Italy. Close to 3-4 teams are really competing with Leicester to get the deal of this guy done and dusted. So Leicester City are looking in for a replacement of Youri Tielemans, meaning that he might move out in January or in the summer, but they've now got to understand that Tielemans doesn't want to stay. It's not going to be like a situation of Douglas Luiz when Arsenal went in for him and he was left with just months left on his contract to expire in the summer. But after 2, 3, 4, 5 games in the season, Douglas Luiz signed a new contract with Aston Villa, a 4-year new contract, meaning that he's now tied. And if I told you to get him, you have to spend big to get him. But as things stand for Leicester, Tielemans has said no. However much they've presented contracts with astronomical wages, he has said no, I'm not going to put pen to that paper. I want to go to Arsenal. So his message is clear. He wants to go to Arsenal and no one is going to stop him. And Brendan Rodgers has also come out and really alarmed. And this shows you that a deal is going to happen, because in the summer, Brendan Rodgers was saying that Tielemans wants to stay. He's training very well, blah, 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 blah. But right now he has changed the level of his voice. He's really sending his message at. That is a man who goes by the names of Brendan Rodgers. Now, apart from Brendan Rodgers, Arsenal has always been linked to Danilo. They made a bid of 25 million euros, 25 million pounds in the summer. It was accepted, but they told them that you are so early for the January transfer window. And we thought that maybe Arsenal is going to go ahead and really go in for a player known as Danilo, but they've not yet shown interest, but it's one of the players they've been really looking at to sign. And we've been told by Thiago Fernandes, coming in from Gol Brazil, that Arsenal, Atletico Madrid and Monaco are willing to sign Palmeiras midfielder Danilo as goal land. Palmeiras have no preference on who to sell to and already have an offer from a player. So the offer for that player had not been known, and then a story was ran that there is a team that 2 teams in the Premier League went ahead to put in an offer for a player called Danilo in Palmeiras. And we're asking ourselves, what is that team? People were saying maybe Arsenal, because Arsenal have been having a standing interest in the player known as Danilo ever since the summer. We know that very well. So we all thought and asked ourselves, what is that team? And here we are, finally. A team in the Premier League that is really interested in in Danilo, apart from Arsenal, has been revealed to us. And ladies and gentlemen, allow me reveal you a team that has gone ahead to hijack another player that Arsenal have always had a standing interest in. Danilo, known as Nottingham Forest, have submitted 11 million bid for a 20-year-old Montpellier midfielder, Maximin Steve. No, this is not the story. It's not the story. It's not the story. Sorry. Here it is. All right, here we go. Now, we are having a source coming in from Brazil there is a source known as Santi. JFM broke the story of Weghorst to Manchester United, as well as that Palmeiras midfielder Danilo has accepted the offer of contract from Nottingham Forest. Both clubs are in talks to find an agreement after the Brazilian club rejected the initial 20 million bid, meaning that personal terms between Nottingham Forest and Danilo have been accepted. What is left? Nottingham to agree a deal with Palmeiras, and Palmeiras 100% willing to sell, because they told Arsenal, if you are to sign this player, we are going to give you this player in the January transfer window, not now. That is it. So, as things stand, another player that Arsenal has always held interest in is being hijacked by Nottingham. Nottingham is one of those teams that is really laying bottom on the table. They are trying to fight to see to it that they don't get relegated. But it's going to be hard. Now they are going in for Danilo. And I believe for Danilo, this is a very huge step-up stone and a very huge world stage to come on and showcase your goods, because the likes of Monaco, Ajax, Atletico Madrid, Arsenal have been watching this player. If he comes in Nottingham and plays very well in that midfield, of course I know he's going to thrive. Teams like Arsenal might think twice and say, all right, he's now at Nottingham. Maybe Nottingham has been relegated. Let's sign him. So let's wait and see what is going to happen. But it looks like Danilo has been hijacked. Another player that Arsenal has held a lot of interest in has been hijacked by a Premier League team known as Nottingham. Now, till now, we've not known which other second Premier League team had really had really submitted a bid for Danilo at Palmeiras, but we now know Nottingham as one of it. And did Arsenal submit a bid for this player? Because two Premier League teams were confirmed to have submitted bids for a club for a player called Danilo in Brazil. So we are waiting to see which other second club it was. Was it Arsenal? We are waiting for the news to it that it really happens out tomorrow. But I believe Arsenal are going to lose out on a good midfielder, and maybe they are really taking their tabs elsewhere. But that is a story concerning a player, Danilo, that Arsenal has been linked to a very long time, since the summer. Now, lastly, we all know that the player is in London. He traveled away from Spain, arrived in London with his family, and obviously it has been confirmed by Sky Sports that he's undergoing his medical now all in London. Now we've been told by Sky Sports that Joao Felix is in London having Chelsea medical after flying in earlier today. So a medical is being taken by the Theos of Chelsea. Good player, young, talented, and he's really set to set the world on fire. He has come in a league that is really competitive. Very, 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 very much talented. But a lot of eyes are going to be kept on him because he's in a team that is struggling in the Premier League. That is Chelsea. Not only the Premier League, they've been knocked out of the Carabao Cup. They are knocked out of the FA Cup by Man City in both tournaments. Now they're only left in the Champions League and the Premier League. Premier League, they are 10th. Now, can he turn around and start scoring goals in for Chelsea? That is the big question. But he's undergoing his medical, and I believe in the next 2, 3, 4 hours from now, we'll be getting a story that he has passed that medical, because he's not a player that has been having injuries with him. He's not an injury-prone player, unless otherwise there is something else that. Sorry about that. Unless otherwise. Oh, God. I'm just stretching out. So, unless otherwise, there is something else that has really intervened into this deal, but I believe it's really going to happen thick and fast tomorrow. So to it that by Friday, they have to register him to see to it that he plays in their Premier League game, I think, on Thursday. Not so. I think they are playing. When is Chelsea playing? Chelsea. When are you playing? You are playing on the 12th. That is on Thursday. Not so? Chelsea is playing on Thursday. Yep. Chelsea is playing on Thursday. Then on 15th, they're going to play Crystal Palace. That is Chelsea for you. So they're having 2 games. On Friday, they're playing Fulham. And on Sunday, they are playing Crystal Palace. All those are 2 London derbies. So we can't wait to see how Chelsea is going to get and thrive under Joao Felix. And if at all is to take part into the game tomorrow, they have to register him by tomorrow, I think, midday. Not so? That's when it will work out like a charm for Chelsea. So your reactions to Youri Tielemans to Arsenal Uplift, as I've given you all the details. Then Danilo Hijacked. The deal of Jardine have been hijacked. And guess what's hijacked it? It's Nottingham Forest. Though they've not reached to a common compromise with the team of Danilo, that is Palmeiras, but Danilo has gone ahead to agree personal terms with Nottingham, and he wants this move to be done quick, thick, and fast. Thank you guys for watching in through. I sign out for now. See you later. Good morning, good night. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty bless you abundantly. I'm out.